Welcome to our brand new internet show, On Cinema. Welcome to another episode of On Cinema. Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema. Welcome to On Cinema. Welcome to On Cinema. Welcome to On Cinema. I'm Derek. 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 Hey everybody, welcome to On Cinema, where I provide my in-depth review and analysis of Tim Heidecker's On Cinema at the Cinema. I'm Derek, and we will get started. For people who watched last week's episode, you'll know that the reviews that we've been doing so far are not up to the standards that you deserve, and it's not the reviews that you need. And so beginning this week, just I will be reviewing the show. Jim is no longer part of the show, thankfully, so we can finally do the in-depth, high-quality analysis that you need and you deserve. So we'll get going, looking at this week's episode in depth. So the first thing about this week's episode is that there's an all-new intro, and I think it's pretty good. The guitar looks cool, and he's going to talk about music a little bit. So that's pretty cool. I'm into that. Season 7, I think that's kind of cool, the casino motif, I love it. I'm just going to pause it here and just talk about Tim's appearance a little bit. I think it's pretty cool. The beard looks pretty cool. It's kind of like that guy there on Star Trek. Like the guy who's like the second in command. Well, I don't know, but anyway, so he's got the cool beard. His hair's kind of slicked, kind of cool there. He's got neat earrings. He's got the leather jacket. Overall, this is a cool look. Movies can be kind of fun, get kind of bad. So I like the look. I like the new music. I think that it sounds really good. Now this is where things start to take a turn down a little bit. This new reviewer here. I don't even know his name. I don't want to know. Gregg, he's really part of the show. He provides the expert analysis, and this guy, I don't know who he is. It's okay if they have new guest hosts, but they got to be up to the level of Gregg Turkington, of course. I also did want to just kind of talk a little bit about the kind of look of the show. It's got this neat depth. It's all in red, and I think it's really cool. It reminds me of that Alfred Hitchcock movie. The movie. Forget. It's like a woman. There's a woman in it. Got this woman. There's a looking guy. No, it's not the birds. It's not that one. That other one that he does. There's like a girl and there's a guy. There's like a murder. It's like the one where there's the murder. There's like it's like a phone at one point, I think. It's like a phone and a murder. And a girl. And a guy. Just wish I could remember what it was. it's like an old fashioned dial in for murder. Dial in for murder. That's what it was. Dial M for Murder. So it reminds me of Dial M for Murder, the Alfred Hitchcock. It's got the chairs, like that movie has a lot of chairs in it. Yeah, they're like going back, like it is here. So Dial M for Murder, I think it's a good look. So anyway, we'll keep going. So here he's saying that he's going to be recording an album, and that's cool. I don't mind if they talk a little bit about what they have going on. Like his music. There's a little sample here. It sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty cool. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, that was Jim, but we're not going to be taking his call. He is no longer part of the show. He will not be on any more episodes. He hasn't been providing the kind of reviews that we're doing here, the kind of high quality reviews. Anyway, so they're playing the song here, and it sounds pretty cool. It's like a song about like drinking and stuff. So, kind of classic rock and roll song. Also, he looks cool. I don't like him as much as Gregg, but I do like the leather jacket. That's a pretty cool look. So I'm into that look. Yeah, it looks really good. At this point, I was sort of, when I first watched it, I was sort of hoping that they would kind of get into the movie reviews. But you'll see that they're still talking about the music. I also noticed that he changed the pronunciation of his band name. I think originally it was Deckard, but he was saying Decker here a few times, which is the name of the show, Decker. So that's a bit confusing, I think. So maybe I want to clear that up. Maybe have you stick with Deckard, maybe go for like Decker the band or something, or like I don't know, the Deckers, or like just call Tim Heidecker, like Bon Jovi, like that kind of thing. Tim Heidecker. So anyways, that's a way to go here. Now one thing that was exciting here is they said that they're going to be getting ready for a tour. So I'm kind of into that. Looking forward to that. If maybe Tim comes to my town, that'd be pretty cool. Seeing him live playing his songs. Yeah. So I'll definitely be looking forward to that tour. Sorry, everybody. It's Jim again. He's not going to be on the show. I promise you, he'll never be on the show again. It's just ridiculous. He's been watching nothing. He hasn't been watching the episodes. He's just been saying that the episodes are great, and they are great. All the episodes he said were great, but he didn't have anything to base that on, so it's not fair to you. And he didn't talk about the events of the episode. Like, he didn't talk about the one with Dr. Sand. I liked that episode overall, but I do wish they had spent more time talking about movies. Anyway, so here we get to the movies finally. So this movie looks pretty good. It's got Anthony Hopkins there. Now here's something I didn't like. So this guy did not watch the movie, and I think that on a movie review show, the reason you come to this show is to find out what movies you want to go see this weekend, and he didn't see the movie. So how should he be on the show? You don't have a Gregg Turkington there, an expert, talking about the movies and assessing them, like in the history of film and the whole context and all of movies, and sort of talking about where it ranks and how it ranks with the classics. And so I think that he should have people on the show who actually see the movies. It doesn't always have to be Gregg, but it should always be Gregg, realistically. He's the expert, and he's been on most of the episodes. So I think that it's unfair that Gregg is not here. They didn't say why Gregg's not here, but I imagine it's something to do with Decker. I won't get into that because we don't talk about Decker on the show. We just stick to the episodes of On Cinema. We might in the future start another series called On Decker, but probably not, honestly. So yeah. So talking about music again, and I do wish that they had spent more time talking about the movie. You know, again, didn't give too much detail. Tim hasn't done a popcorn rating just yet, which is something I was hoping that he would do. Yeah. Oh, they're talking about the tour, so that's exciting. Really looking forward to that if they do that. Although, you know, I would not want it to come at the expense of the show on cinema. You know, I think it has to be the top priority. You know, I think maybe they could conceivably like still do that and do both. You know, they could either you know, because they know movies are coming out ahead of time, so maybe they could work it out with the studios to
what, man? Yeah, do you want any help with the show at all?
Man, Gary, you didn't do a good job of reading the show before, and so no, get out of here, man.
But like, you know, I could just press the I could just press the play.
Dude, man, alright, no.
I just want, you know, if there's anything I can do, like I can be lighting.
Man, I got it. I mean, I think the episode's going great. I think it's probably the best one, without you. And yours is probably the worst one, so why would I want you to be on this episode? Sorry about that, everybody. You know, you try to do a good quality show when you have these interruptions, and it's just frustrating. Yeah, I'd like to apologize for that. And Gary and Jim will not be on this new show. So on Cinema with Derek. Alright. So it's... for God's sakes. Guess who that was? It was Jim. He's been calling me non-stop. You know, I told him I don't want to talk to him. I own the show. He's not on the show anymore. It's ridiculous. Can't get it through his head. Anyway, so now they're talking about the second movie, the Scout Apocalypse movie. So again, this guy didn't see the movie, so that's not good. You know, you want to have an expert reviewing the movies, and he's not an expert. Obviously, he didn't see the movies. Tim did, and he gave a good review. You know, I give his review a good review, but this guy didn't review it, so I don't like his review, obviously. I did also want to just take a second. We never addressed the rating scale of bags of popcorn before. I think that it's a good rating scale. You know, overall I like it. It makes sense. You know, you have like in newspapers or something, you have like 5 stars for movies. Like why it's stars, I don't really know. It doesn't make. I mean, I guess there's stars in the movie, but like why is it stars and not like, you know, bags of popcorn or something like that? And you know, he is. And they've taken it here and they've made it their own, and they've made bags of popcorn, which I think makes more sense, and it also works. You know, because they're talking about the movies, and you eat popcorn while you're at the movies. So overall, I like the rating scale that they have on the show. You know, I know there's a lot of controversy in the fan community about the issue of adding bags of popcorn or adding cups of soda. You know, this one I kind of can see both sides. Like Gregg, you know, he's always saying keep it to 5 bags of popcorn, and you know, there's something to be said for that. You know, because newspapers it's usually at 5, so I don't know like who decided on 5, but that's just the way it is. So kind of keep with that. You know, Tim, he wants to give an extra bag of popcorn. You know, why not, right? I mean, sometimes you do if something's really exceptional, you give like an extra like bag of popcorn. Like a lot of people would say, like Star Wars gets like 6 stars out of 5. You know, I would not say that; those are all bad movies. But that's just an example of something that might be an exception for some people, but obviously not me. You know, and the cups of soda, like that's you know, I can kind of see both sides. Like it's not a bag of popcorn, so it's kind of inconsistent. But on the other hand, you know, you usually have some soda with your popcorn. You know, I usually do. Yeah, I mean, some people might like water, but you know, I like soda, so I think that makes sense. Anyway, continuing on. So I was really hoping for more of an analysis from this guy. You know, he's filling in. You know, I hope we have Gregg back pretty soon. You know, I think he really gives the kind of reviews that we need. That's what we're hoping for. That he's able to come back pretty soon. Also should mention this dog tag. You know, I think that's another cool another cool feature that Tim has here. It goes with everything here. It's going. Oh my god! It's texting me now. Oh my god! It's 9 texts. 9 texts. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just, he betrayed your trust as the viewer. He betrayed my trust. I had some troubles in my life. I did have to spend some time behind bars. I don't regret that. It was not a bad experience. I met my best friend, Big Bernie. We had a lot of really good times together in jail. He always kept me safe. He always, it can be violent in jail. There's a lot of people in jail who are violent, but Big Bernie always kept me safe. I was on his side, and it was always, I could always count on Big Bernie, and I could not always count on Jim. Big Bernie, my best friend. If you're watching out there, I know you are. I miss you, buddy. The only person that I would want to maybe come co-host the show would be Bernie. I could count on him to watch the episodes. So Big Bernie. If you're out there, you want to come co-host the show, it's not as good a way to make money as you would think it would be. Quite frankly, there's a lot of debt that we're carrying right now. The equipment to make the show is very expensive. There's a lot of very expensive equipment we had to buy. We got lights here. We got multiple cameras. Most times I only knew how to set up the one, so it was just one this week. But we got the sound equipment, so it's a lot of equipment we had to buy. Jim is a terrible investor, and we got tons of credit card debt right now. Yeah, so it's not a great way to make money, Big Bernie. But maybe if you come on the show, they'll be much more popular. The episodes. Quite frankly, we need every view we can get. So, Big Bernie, if you're out there, give me a call. Anyway, back to this. So we're just kind of wrapping it up here. He's talking about his band again. I don't mind him talking about music, but I do wish that he had, and the guest has spent more time talking about the movies and really giving those kind of reviews. What do I see this weekend? I'll probably see the Scout Apocalypse, because he gave it 5 bags, but I wish that there was a bit more there, and that would be good. I do sort of like this ending here with the black here. I think that's a good way to end the show. It reminds me of that Alfred Hitchcock show that he used to do. The one where he'd walk in and it'd be dark, and you just see him in the shadow to start every show. It's he comes in and there's it's Tim, and he says, "Hey everybody," that one. He's like, "Hey everybody." It's dark, it's supposed to be scary. Obviously it's not that scary, but Alfred Hitchcock show. I think it was the Alfred Hitchcock show. I think that's what it was. Yeah. Alfred Hitchcock show. Man, I wish I could remember who Tim looks like with the beard. It's the guy from Star Trek with the beard, He's the second in command of the Enterprise. It must be Spock. I don't know. It's Spock. He looks like Spock. Yeah. So kind of to wrap things up a little bit here, kind of give my overall assessment of the episode. Honestly, I did not think this was one of the best episodes of On Cinema at the Cinema. I kind of, I never thought I'd say it, but I didn't really like this one very much. I think this may be their worst episode. I think Tim needs to learn that when you have a co-host, you can't just get rid of the co-host and expect the quality of the show to be the same. You get rid of your co-host, the person that really helped form the show with you, who brought their ideas and their talents and their expertise to the show. When you try to just get rid of that, the quality of the show is going to go down. So I think that he should bring Gregg back. And another thing is just, Obviously Tim and Gregg are really good friends, and it makes me a little bit sad to see them fighting, to see them not getting along. I want them to be friends. I want them to get along. Obviously, they go back, and it hurts me a little bit to see them not getting along so well. So for the quality of the show, for the quality, of the friendship, I think that Tim really should bring Gregg back. Another thing I have to just talk about is just the viewing of the show. So I mentioned earlier having some financial difficulties. The credit card bills came due for the equipment. We're running out of funds for the show, quite frankly. So we need some more. Need some more money. Need some more views. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep the show going with all of the debt that we have, but we're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our best. Honestly, the sock business isn't going as well as I was hoping as you'd think. They're great socks. It's a great quality product. People just keep telling me they don't want to buy socks door to door. It doesn't make any sense to me. People are talking to me. They got holes in their socks, and they're telling me they don't want to buy my brand new socks that I'm selling them. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm telling them, you got holes in your socks. I got a pair of socks for you right here. People are not interested. It's crazy. Anyway, if this video could get maybe like 25, 30 million views, that would be ideal. If we get 35 million views, that would be the amount we would need to be able to pay off all that debt. So, tell your friends, call them up, tell them to watch the episode. We definitely need all the views we can get. A lot more. I think that most of our episodes get a few million views. So if we could just kind of make that 10 times the number of views we get, that would be. We'd be set. So yeah. I don't know what you're doing, Big Bernie, but maybe you got a great job. Maybe you can come in here and kind of be the savior. You don't have to. You can just be the co-host, and I'm sure that will really pick things up. Having a new awesome, just really solid co-host. Just a real great guy. Just a real upstanding guy. Honest, integrity. I think that's what the show needs. Not like our previous co-host, who did not have either of those things. But the last thing I thought would be fun would just to kind of talk a little bit, kind of do a ranking of the episodes. I've watched all the episodes of On Cinema at the cinema, so I thought it might be fun to just rank my top 10 episodes. So at number 10, we have Season 6, Episode 3. Number 9 would be Season 5, Episode 4. Number 8 would be Season 1, Episode 2. Number 7 would be Season 7, Episode 2 as well. Season 7, Episode 2. Number 6 would be Season 6, Episode 8. Number 5 would be Season 4, Episode 7. Number 4 would be Season 3, Episode 3. Lucky number 3, I guess, right? Number 3 should have been maybe 3 Episode 3, man. Number 3 would be Season 2, Episode 9. And number 2 would be Season 7, Episode 10. And the best episode, Season 1, Episode 1. It was the best, the one that got the whole ball rolling. Just keeping it on the reviews. Great co-host, great episode. That is the one to live up to. Maybe fans of the show out there want to do their rankings of the episodes of on Cinema so far. Obviously none of the episodes from this season will be on the list. I know that. But hopefully this one will be the best. I think that this one overall went really well. I think this was a really good episode. Let's see if there's anything up here. I don't think there's anything else. No, that's the end. Okay, well I guess that is it for this episode of On Cinema. I'm Derek. Thanks for watching. Man, this